Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to Mean Scottish Fitness. Going for a short walk just because it's nice fresh air and it's a good time to go out there and enjoy it. Instead of taking down the road, I'm gonna cut across the bean field here. I think it has dried up enough for me to four-wheel it, so to speak. I'm hoping. Find out here real quick. Yep. At least it's dry enough or the ground's hard enough. Combination of both. So I'm gonna go back to the woods, not too deep. I haven't been back here in a while. And kind of see how things have changed. I'll put this up on both my videos. Farms and prepping and fitness, because it kind of covers both. It's about 46 degrees. Supposed to get to possibly, I got some beans coming back up through 51 a day. And then I think by the weekend, yeah, look at that. Yeah, looks like they planted a cover crop. So they'll do that a lot of times to keep the soil nice and smooth, or it just could be the beans popping back up through that the combine missed. I'll be curious to see what it looks like in a week or two. So, I wanted to check this wood pile out and see if there's anything that'd be useful for my shed. And if it is, it's be time to get it. And I do see, I see some boards that could be useful. A lot that probably just needs to be burnt. There's some 2x6s and 2x4s. Even some 1x1s that I could probably find a use for. I didn't bring my gloves, so I really can't filter some of the stuff out, but yeah. Those boards, oh yeah, even some 4x4s. Yeah, I could use these for raised beds. I can find a lot of use for those. So I'm about to do that here before too long and get it moved over. Oh yeah, there's an excellent 4x4 there. So, neighbor did stop by his property here earlier in the week. I seen him. And it has been a while since I've trekked into the woods. I think this is usually where I bust through. Probably should have brought some sort of cutting implement, but we'll see how well I do. You never know what I'll scare up. Nice and peaceful. And what's nice about it, it really blocks the wind. Oh. And you gotta watch those brush. Tried to trip me, it did. You see a lot of the vegetation is dying off. It is fall. A lot of times this is when I come up to either turkey or deer. Now, this is kind of a lower area. and it might be a little bit too wet. We'll see. We'll see how soupy it gets. We haven't had rain in a few days, so hopefully it's mellowed out. And sometimes you just need to kind of stop and scan. Try to get a visualize of what's out and about. A lot of times if you walk like you belong here, you can... Oh man, we had a major tree fall over there. That's new. Let's go take a look. So a big tree has finally fell in the forest. Yeah, look at that. It's a major tree. Wow. So let's broke down and just come on down. Now look at that. That's like a natural shelter there. Wouldn't surprise me at all if a coyote makes some sort of den there. Big trees fell down here. Wow. So you can see it rotted out, and finally a big wind just took it down. You see that natural curve in there. It's almost like I want to come out with a saw and take a chunk of that and find some purpose for it. I think that'll be a project. Come out here with the chainsaw and I can cut through here and through there and I don't know, sand it up and find some sort of purpose. You could almost make like some sort of bench or something. That's pretty neat. And that's what I like about there's a deer track. That's what I like about wandering through here. Gives you ideas to be creative. Find some raw materials and have made it to everyday life. You know, like that knife I'm making, that handle, you know, came from one of the maple trees that fell over on my property, and I cut it into some boards, and that worked out pretty well. I know deer like to sit out there. I hear ducks in the distance. A lot of times you just move slowly. And just kind of observe everything around you. You'll never know what you'll walk up onto. I'm actually going in deeper than I was planning on to. It's because it's so nice. Now it's good cardio. It's not vigorous, but it's enjoyable and it's relaxing. Here we go. These suckers, these seeds. When we were kids, we used to throw these all the time. It was kind of like our enjoyment. So you can tell there's deer around here. And how can I tell? There's deer stands around here. You don't put up deer stands where there's no deer. There's a deer stand right over there. I used to hunt. I think I used to hunt in a tree very close to that. And both, oh, there's a big bird. I don't know if he has totally flown away yet or not. Looks like a hawk. Let's see if he stayed in the tree or not. Hard to tell. You really don't see them until they move. And once they move, you got them. There was he might have already flown away, but I didn't see him completely disappear on me. There he is. An owl. Oh, very cool. Now, hopefully I got a good view of him. But that was an owl. He's not flying far. They're usually not active during this time of the day. It'd be really cool if I could zero in where he went. But I'm not going to bother him. Let him rest. Hopefully I caught him on video. Let's go back this way. There's a lot of natural raw materials here. I mean, of course, the dead branches on the ground, they're rotted out. Not much use there, but if I want handle material, there's plenty of it here. Just come down here with a saw and take my pick. Now, the deer do bed in here a lot. I mean, it's a nice area for them. Especially there. I know they bed in there. It's open. So they can see predators approach. With enough cover, help keep them warm. I think this is where I took my spill one year, trying to jump over this. So we're gonna come around and take the safer route. Ah, it's so beautiful out here. Of course, when you walk in the woods, there's no straight path. So you may only go a half mile deep into the woods, but you'll end up walking about 2 miles. Now, this is up. The creek is at a much higher level than it usually is. Now it's too cold for, I would say, turtles. I think they've already buried themselves. This is usually where you start getting ducks and geese that are migrating. They'll land in here from time to time. And when you're walking in the woods, you gotta be sure of your steps. And the reason people get lost in the woods is because they walk in circles. If you don't pick something ahead of you in the direction of your travel, you will walk in circles. Even when you're trying to be careful about it. When I was up in Fort Drum, New York for winter training, and I was with the scouts, they had managed to do that. And they were like, hey, wait a minute. This clump of trees looks familiar. And I said, of course it is. We were here an hour ago. And kind of blame myself because they were scouts. I was trusting on the idea they knew what they were doing. And they didn't, so I taught them that. And that was something my dad taught me when I was in Boy Scouts. So what you do is you look at a tree ahead in the direction of your travel, and when you get about halfway there, you peek at another tree further on, and therefore, and it'll keep you in a much more straight path. So, understand. And it's funny because the guy that owns the property, I used to hunt back here, and well, he bought it. And first thing he did is he threw all my tree stands out before I realized somebody else had purchased it. And he could have just left them up, you know. So one thing about those, when you're in a tree stand, you want to strap yourself in a tree. But if you fall asleep, that first step's a little. I'm just telling you. So a lot of times while you're walking, I'm also looking for things of interest. You know, is there a nice new branch busted down? I might take it with me. You know, that's a really good handle material. Now I have plenty of wood on my property, so I really don't need to come back here in the woods and do it. But you can tell when a forest is getting older, you start to see a lot of decaying wood on the forest floor, which is a good sign. So that's what makes the soil really rich. And that's why the Midwest has such good growing soil, because the Midwest used to be this. It used to be all forest. Until we came down and cleared it all out. And we got into wind erosion and all those other things. Always look for things to move. Once something moves, I have it. The thing about camouflage is if you stay still, it's very effective. But once you make a movement, I'm very good about seeing anything that moves. I always have been. That has always helped me when I've hunted. I think I'm going to go up that way. But as always, you got to do it round and about. There are no direct paths in the woods. which is a good thing. Another good thing is all these sticker bushes will die off. So it's easier to walk through here in the fall, winter, and early spring. In the summer, it gets to be a challenge. But just look how nice it is up here. Just so relaxing. Head this direction here. Yep. More stuff breaking down and falling down, which is the life cycle of the woods. Let's go this way. So a walk like this gets the blood moving. It gets you exercising a lot of muscles that you don't do in the gym. You know, a lot of them to do with balance. And keeping yourself steady. A lot of leg and ankle work here. Hips. And it's enjoyable. You know, you always find something cool to look at. You can learn a little bit more about my environment every time I go out here. And these hikes are more enjoyable than the ones down the road. And are better for me. And now that fall is here, I think I'll do more of these than on the road. So I'm glad I made this turn. Because I was gonna down the road like usual. And this is definitely more fun. Now I'm just looking for my best exit. Like, where did I come in? You don't have to worry about getting lost in these woods because they're not big enough. But you get a national forest, that can be a problem. So the best thing to do if you do get lost in a large forest is you follow the waterways. So water will always take you eventually to a road, whether you follow it. Downstream is usually the best way of doing it, especially if you're in the mountains. Because if you go upstream, well, then you're going further up the mountains. And you don't want to do that. Ooh, a little soupy here. Let's skirt this area. And we're heading back to the house. So, got some wood I gotta collect. If the ground gets nice and hard, I can just bring the vehicle back here and load it up. That'd be the easiest way. This used to be my first firing range. So I wanted to really reach out there in a long distance. But now I have that barn they built, so I kind of had to give this one up. I didn't want to put holes in the barn. Anything went a little high. And we rebuilt the backstop on the one this year and moved it back a little bit. And I got one more time to have the godson come out there and top it back off. And we should be good for 3 or 4 years easy. It's a beautiful day. Gotta like these. You gotta go out and you gotta enjoy yourself and get away from all the technology and just enjoy what Mother Nature's got to show you. Yeah, all those trees there I planted by hand, and they were only about a foot and a half tall when I did. And now they're spreading out in this area. We become a nice concealed area here pretty quick. Have a wonderful day. Go out and enjoy yourself and have fun.